Hey friends, and welcome back to Gracie Day Stories. If you're enjoying these stories, please remember to like and subscribe, and even share with your friends if you'd like. Today we're going to do Mud Puddle. Mud Puddle. Julianne's mother bought her some clean new clothes. Julianne put on her clean new shirt and buttoned it up the front. She put on her clean new pants and buttoned them up the front too. Then she went outside and sat under the apple tree. Unfortunately, hiding up in the apple tree, there was a mud puddle. It saw Julianne sitting there, and it jumped right on her head. She got completely all over muddy. Even her ears were full of mud. Julianne ran inside yelling, "Mommy, Mommy, Mommy, a mud puddle jumped on me." Her mother picked her up, took off all her clothes, and dropped her in the tub of water. She scrubbed Julianne until she was red all over. She washed out her ears. She washed out her eyes. She even washed out her mouth. Julianne put on a clean new shirt and buttoned it up the front. She put on clean new pants and buttoned them up the front as well. Then she looked out the back door. She couldn't see a mud puddle anywhere. So she walked outside and she sat down in her sandbox. The sandbox was next to the house, and hiding up on top of the house, there was a mud puddle. It saw Julianne sitting down there, and it jumped right on her head. She got completely all over muddy. Even her nose was full of mud. Julianne ran inside, yelling, "Mommy, Mommy, Mommy, a mud puddle jumped on me." Julianne's mother picked her up, took off all her clothes, and dropped her in the tub of water. She scrubbed Julianne till she was red all over. She washed out her ears. She washed out her eyes, she washed out her mouth, and she even washed out her nose. Julianne put on a clean new shirt, and she buttoned it up the front. Then she put on clean new pants, and she buttoned them up the front. Then she had an idea. She reached way back in her closet, and she got a big yellow raincoat. She put it on and she walked outside. There was no mud puddle anywhere. So she yelled, "Hey, mud puddle!" Nothing happened. So she yelled even louder, "Hey, mud puddle!" Julianne was standing in the sunshine in her raincoat, getting very hot. She pulled back her hood. Nothing happened. She took off her raincoat. And as soon as she took off her coat, out from behind the doghouse, there came a mud puddle. It ran across the grass, and it jumped right on Julianne's head. She got completely all over muddy. Julianne ran inside yelling, "Mommy, Mommy, Mommy, a mud puddle jumped on me." Her mother picked her up and took off all her clothes and dropped her into a tub full of water. She scrubbed Julianne till she was red all over. She washed out her ears, she washed out her eyes, she washed out her mouth, she washed out her nose, she even washed out her belly button. Julianne put on a clean new shirt and buttoned it up the front. She put on clean new pants and buttoned them up the front too. Then she sat by the back door. because she was too afraid to go outside. Then she had an idea. She reached up to the sink and took a bar of smelly yellow soap. She gave it a smell. Yeah! She took another bar of smelly yellow soap and gave it a smell. Yeah! She put the smelly yellow soap in her pocket. Wonder what she's going to do with the soap. Then she ran out in the middle of the backyard and she yelled, "Hey! Mud Puddle!" The mud puddle jumped over the fence and ran towards her. Julianne threw a bar of soap right into the mud puddle's middle. The mud puddle stopped. Julianne threw the other bar of soap right into the mud puddle. The mud puddle said, It ran across the grass and jumped over the fence, and it never came back. So that is our funny story about the mud puddle jumping on you instead of you jumping in mud puddles. Mud is so fun to play with. All right, my friends, thank you for joining us, and I hope you have a Gracie day.